The city of Gary has completed a guaranteed income pilot program, sending monthly stipends to residents for the past year.
So we're really curious how this is all going. The city's mayor, Jerome Prince, joins us now to tell us more. Mayor Prince, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me today.
Okay, so let's talk about this pilot program, which wrapped up. Let's run through what worked and what didn't.
Well, from our perspective, it was a complete success. We were able to afford 125 people the opportunity to receive a gift, as we've labeled it, of $500 for a period of 12 months. Several success stories came out of it. I mean, ideally, everyone would have found an opportunity to benefit, and I'm sure that they all appreciated it at that particular point, but honing in on the purpose of it and the outcome, certainly there were more who benefited and were able to thrive beyond the program than we actually anticipated, and certainly we're pleased to hear.
Mayor Prince, you said it was a success. Can you tell us how the program was funded and just give us an example of one of those success stories?
Sure. So the program was funded by two different sources. The first source came from the universal or the national effort, Mayors for Guaranteed Income. Mayor Anthony Tubbs of Stockton, California, is the executive director of the national effort. And to that extent, they infused us or for us rather, the first 500,000. At that point, the city, as well as City Council of Gary, agreed to extend it or to add another $400,000 to ensure that the residents that were selected were able to participate for the entirety of the program. In terms of successes, I mean, obviously, we think it's a success because, we were able to complete it for the period that we set out. But if I could cite some specific statistics that, warrant or at least confirm what I'm suggesting, and that it would be just off the bat, before this program started, 24% of the people, only 24% of the people were actually employed or either full or part-time. As a result of this, all of those persons that participated in the program are now either employed full or part-time. My premise or my belief, just based on the conversations that we've had with some of the residents, is that having this extra infusion of cash in their household allowed them to take care of things that they wouldn't have been able to. So, for instance, we've heard of one gentleman who was actually at the celebration today who suggested that he was able to finally attend college and go back to school, which enabled him to enhance his present employment status. He was one of the gentlemen who actually went from part to full time. In addition to that, I believe less than a third of those persons actually had a bank account prior to being a part of this program. And so we were able to create a pathway, not only with the dollars, but with wraparound services that were included that allowed those persons to now establish bank accounts, enabling them to forego expensive fees such as check cashing fees or currency exchange fees and things like that. And lastly, I think I just want to point out, and this is probably the one that's most salient to me, having come from very humble beginnings myself. My wife and I have been married about 39 years, and we were basically kids when we got married, 18 and 17. But the point is that we understand from a very personal perspective what it is to not be able to meet all of your expenses and the stress and anxiety and sometimes depression that's associated with that. And just about every resident that we spoke to expressed a sort or sense of relief from those particular feelings that they experienced prior to the program.
Wow.
And so, again, from our perspective, just a complete success all the way around. But I guess lastly, the thing that I probably should add is that although the stipends have been depleted or have discontinued after last month, this program is going to continue with a initiative series that's being implemented by the city, as well as in conjunction with our partner agencies like IUN, Urban League of Northwest Indiana, and some other organizations.
Wow. Okay. Well, those sound like some really, really promising results based on this pilot. It's great to hear, and great to hear that this program indeed has a future. What great results. Amazing what a little bit of pad can do for folks' situations. All right. Hey, Mayor Prince, thanks for being on the program. We really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you both for the opportunity. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right.